Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Oh, wait, my mic's not working. Yes, it is. There we go. Welcome back to another edition of Built from Day One, or whatever we call ourselves these days. My name's Cameron.
Sorry to already interrupt. What, do you have a name change? I saw that
well, it was rumored. We thought maybe we would change the name to something else. Timberwolves Daily #2 or something like that. But no. We're probably gonna stick with Built from Day One for now. But we'll see going forward. Maybe we'll have some polls going out into the Discord. But anyways, special guest, as you can tell, that's not Ashwin below me. That is Cooper from Timberwolves Daily. Welcome, Cooper. You just finished talking about the Wolves for like another 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and here you are for a whole other 3 hours.
Yeah. It was a quick little warm up on my own channel. For anyone that doesn't know, it's just Timberwolves Daily on YouTube. You can go check that out. But yeah, quick little warm up before the 3-hour Wolves talk on here that we're gonna do. It should be fun. Towns, great game. Warriors, good win. It's gonna be fun. How you doing?
That's great. I mean, I'm just so happy we won this dang game because we were talking about it last night and the previous game. This is the last of the really hard games for a little bit. Last half of this month it gets a little tricky. But the next 5 games are easy. I shouldn't say that as a Wolves fan, but
they're going 1-4. Yeah,
they are games we should win.
Yeah,
no doubt. And if we don't go 3-2 in the next few games, I'm gonna be really mad. But no, tonight Timberwolves win. We kind of predicted this last night on stream. We expected it to be pretty big win for us, and it was. I don't even know what we ended up winning by, at least 15 or so. Maybe it was only like 12 or 13 because they had some points.
I got it right here. 129 to 114, so 15.
15. There we go.
Yeah.
Perfect. But we were really up by like 20 for a lot of near the end of the game. They took Curry out, gave up. And that was a good feeling. Given, the thing that everybody's going to say tonight, all the Warriors fans are going to say this, and it's going to be accurate. They were severely injured and depleted tonight. But either way, we didn't have Ant, so there's one thing, given he's been weird lately. But, I mean, this is just a good win. Huge win because the Clippers won today, too, so we stay a game and a half above them. Looks like the Lakers are going to lose, so we're going to go 6 games above the Lakers in the 9 seed. So we're going to look pretty good. But, yeah, how did you feel about this game?
It was a fun game. There's a lot of wins lately that have been like, okay, they won the game, but my God, they just played horribly. But tonight, there's not even like a single player that I look at and go, what a rough outing. Like everyone was at least above average, and they took over in the fourth. I mean, obviously the first 3 quarters or so, it was kind of the Steph Curry show as he kept them in the game. That was really it for the Warriors, though. Once both times Steph Curry came out of the game, it was like, well, here we go, floodgates. And then they even took him out 6 minutes to go in the fourth, and that was just literally waving the white flag. And
thank goodness.
Yeah, it was great. It was like a really fun win, which we haven't always had. We've had our wins, but it was a fun win. How was atmosphere at Target Center tonight?
That's a good point. We haven't had many fun wins lately. I mean, like the Cavs game last night was not necessarily a fun win. It was a win, which is all that mattered and what made it fun. But the game itself wasn't very fun. Tonight was fun. It's always interesting to go to games. So I was at the game tonight, and it is interesting to go to games when we're going up against these big teams like Golden State or the Lakers or the Knicks. Even you have all these fans come in, and they're cheering on for everybody but the Timberwolves.
Right.
And they I mean, they're just like not actual fans. These are people that just bought the most popular jersey they could find and stumbled out their way over to Target Center. But it does change the dynamic of the crowd quite a bit because, I mean, it does make the home fans louder, like the actual Timberwolves fans louder. Tonight, I thought we started off the game with a pretty good energy in the crowd. It was pretty full too, to be expected for a Warriors game. But yeah, no, it was a fun game. It was a good game. We stayed in it for pretty much the whole game. I mean, there was never really any point where it was so bad. I mean, the Warriors had runs. Curry had his run. I got to give a quick shout out in the chat to Headshot.
Sure.
Headshot says Wolves back, and I met Headshot tonight. He kidnapped me after I gave him an autograph. So, Headshot says shout out to Carl only for only making us stand for 20 seconds. I see. Okay. yes, that is true. This is the shortest amount of time we've stood waiting for the game. But yeah, no, it was a really fun game to be there. How did it come through on the TV? Was it loud, or did it seem like not so loud?
It seemed like as I expected, as you mentioned, it was Warriors, so I was expecting it, and the millions of free tickets they gave away, as
Yes.
you advertise when they do. But
Yes.
I was expecting a big crowd, and came through. When they do the shots of like the cross court, and you can see the upper decks where it's literally one person in like a section. It's a bit weird, but the lower decks, I assume were pretty full.
The one thing I will say about the upper decks is that they actually close off the baselines behind the baskets. I sit the closest you possibly can to that so that I'm around less people, but they actually block off the seats up above the baseline. But
really?
So there's literally you can't really tell on TV, and barely you can even tell in person. But they have like a sheet over every seat behind like the fifth row. So and then in some rows, some sections you can't even sit. So it's kind of funny when they say sell out because they've never filled those seats this year, and they don't even allow you to sit there. So, but no, it was a really good, it was a fun game. I would say to kind of say go off of what you were saying, hearing it through the TV wasn't necessarily the loudest game. There were a couple plays that got people going. I think there was like a DLO 3 near the end. Towns coming back in the fourth got everybody really riled up for some reason. I felt like I was missing something. I saw on Twitter that he's like, what? Or no, I saw on the Discord. I think JBX said we were like close. He was close to passing Kevin Love for something.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know. Everybody seemed to know it but me. So I felt like I I didn't know what I was talking about. But yeah, so I guess I think he needed to get like 40 point games, Gerald says. Okay.
Okay.
And he got 39 tonight. Oh no. That's crazy.
Keeps getting 39, man.
A point and a rebound away. Okay, so that's why. There was one time when I can't remember, somebody stole the rebound from Towns and everybody was like, oh, and I was like, is this really this important to get a double?
Really?
I get it now. So the crowd, I mean, I'm telling you, credit to the Target Center crowd. Even though they're not necessarily the loudest all the time, they just know things that
I was gonna say they seem to always know what's going on.
Yeah, they know they're pretty good at determining foul calls. Tonight there was a couple of ones that they were kind of arguing that weren't necessarily needed to be argued, but
well, what's new?
Yeah, exactly. But since I have you on the show, we should catch up on some things. So I didn't prep you at all for these questions.
No, you did not. All right, here we go.
But they're gonna be really easy. I'm gonna give you softballs. So with the remaining quarter of the season or something like that, the Wolves are 34-29, 5 games above 500. About to go into a pretty good stretch and then a really bad stretch after that. Where are you seeing the Timberwolves finish this season out?
So they're gonna get the 7th seed. I'm guaranteeing it all to you right now. They're gonna finish 7th. The Clippers are gonna finish 8th. The Wolves are gonna take on the Clippers in the play-in game. The Wolves are gonna beat the Clippers in the play-in game. And the Grizzlies are on such a roll. They're gonna overtake the Warriors. They're gonna take that 2 seed, right? Warriors are gonna fall to 3. The Wolves are gonna win that play-in game. They're gonna take on the Grizzlies in a best-of-7 series. They're going to lose that series, but it's going to be a competitive 6-game fun series.
Okay.
That's my really bold prediction. But
yeah, you got that answer lined up. I didn't even prepare you for this question at all.
Yeah, no, I was talking about it earlier today, but no, that's just what I think is going to happen. Overall, I think it's going to be just a fun end. I think they're going to play at least, pretty good throughout, finish they're with their remaining however many games, they'll finish above 500 in those games. I think finish strong, get into the postseason. Excited to see the trio, Cat, DLO, Ant in the playoffs. Something we've never experienced. We have no idea what that's going to look like. So very excited to see this young team with playoff veterans.
Yeah.
What can they do? No, I'm really excited, and I think there's hope for the future here, and at least room for a fun playoffs. I don't expect them to, go to the conference championship or anything, but does anybody? So
yeah, no,
that's where I'm at. Fun basketball.
I am pretty in line with what you just said. I definitely am hoping. I think a Memphis series would be really fun. I do get a little worried about Memphis coming into this season. I really thought we were going to lose every game to the Grizzlies, just because the Grizzlies have that grit that we a lot of the times don't, and they always come to play against us. Except this year they haven't a couple times. We had the 50-point win against them, or 40-point win against them at that one time, and then just recently we beat them again. Yeah, no.
It was also the game where Towns hit that wild ass three at the buzzer.
That's right.
Grizzlies, fun games.
Yeah, they do have a lot of fun games, I guess. Which I think that would be a really good matchup for the Wolves. I think there would be. I've said this before on the show, but like there would be a shot that we could maybe win that series. There's like a chance. There's other teams, like if we play Phoenix. Not that
I was gonna say the thing is Phoenix or Golden State, healthy Golden State.
It's bad.
4 games.
Yeah, 4, maybe 5 if you get that third game at home or something like that. But like, you'd really have to suddenly become this. Like Ant would have to be on offensively and defensively. Cat would have to be no extra stuff.
Right. Nothing can get under his skin.
Yeah. So like it would have to be perfect, and that's just so unlikely. So I would say the Memphis situation is good. I'm a little worried about the Clippers, but maybe I shouldn't be.
I mean, me too, but we'll worry about that when we get to that. Right now I'm just being optimistic, and
either way, I think
it's a coin flip. Yeah.
Yeah. Either way, I think it's either we're the 7th seed and the Clippers are the 8th seed, or we're the 8th seed and the Clippers are the 7th seed. So I think either way we're looking pretty good. But
you done focusing on the 6th seed?
Kinda. That's what I was about to ask you too, because Denver's just too hot, and they're about to get some players back. Maybe not until the end of March, but or maybe even April. But
Jokic isn't falling to the 7th seed.
Yeah, that just doesn't seem possible. We'd have to win so many games, and they'd have to go they're not going to go 500 for the rest of the season. They're going to go above 500 for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
So we'd have to win out. Then Gerald and JBX's dream of 52 wins would happen, but
Gerald was trying to convince me of that like a couple of weeks ago. I was like, dude, it is not. There's no chance.
There we go.
They're on a 44 win pace right now. Do you know how unreal that would be?
That would be. I mean, here's the thing. I came into the season and I was like, we're gonna go 41-41, and if we go 41-41, I'm going to be ecstatic.
That was my prediction too.
Yeah, and Ashwin might actually be a little closer because I think he said we were going to be 43-39. So he might actually. He was pretty optimistic going into the season, so I think he might be closer. But yeah, I mean, I do feel obviously super confident, basically a lock for the play-in game regardless. Like we couldn't lose out of the play-in games. But the Lakers, man, I just don't see anything happening with them. Pelicans were 8 games above the Pelicans. We would have to lose everything. They'd have to win everything basically. So yeah, I think it's going to be Wolves Clippers, and that's a winnable game for sure. I mean, they've been hurt this year. Even when they haven't been so hurt, they still haven't been like that good. I think they've beat us every time, but either way, I think I like the scenario that you
having it at home would be very, very nice. I don't want to play in LA, man. Oof.
No, I don't either. I guess I wouldn't. I mean, against the Clippers, like the Clippers definitely have a lot of fans, but it's not like the same as like a Lakers game. So I wouldn't worry so much, but I would worry playing there. So yeah, I want to keep that 7th seed. I think the 7th seed is what we need to strive for. Staying above 500 for the rest of the season would be amazing. But I think we're probably going to go, if I had to guess, probably exactly 500 or maybe like a game or two under 500 for the rest of the season.
That's fair.
But yeah, and then once we get to the playoffs, exactly like you said, I think we're probably in for a loss. Whether that's, I still think it's possible we could lose the play-in, so I guess I'm a little bit more of a downer. But
I mean, I was being optimistic. It's definitely 50-50 coin flip, no matter who they play. I think that's valid for every play-in game. It's 50-50.
Because if we lose against the Clippers, then we play the winner of 9-10. I think that's how it works.
And so we take on the 1 seed if they win that.
Yeah, so that would suck. But I think if we can win that first play-in game and just get into a playoff series, that'll be a win for me. Beyond that, everything's extra. So, but yeah, no, I think that's good. And then one other thing to catch up on before we get into our regular tier list and over-unders and everything like that. How is your mindset? What are you thinking right now about us not making any moves at the deadline? Do you think we should have made moves, or do you think we're fine how we are, or do you think we should be looking at buyout?
Yeah, for content purposes, man, I streamed for a goddamn hour up to the deadline. They didn't make a single move. Really disappointing. But no, to be real, in the time that it happened, I was a little pissed off. Like, I'm not a big Nas Reed guy, especially with the defensive rebounding issues and the lack of size around him. So I was like, okay, just go get a backup big. I don't give a damn if it's Robin Lopez. Like, go figure something out. They didn't trade a second round pick. They didn't do anything. Literally not one move.
Yeah. Yeah.
To me, that spoke as like more, I mean, less of, they kind of put the poster out there of team chemistry. To me, it was more of hey, I'm Sachin Gupta. I don't think this Timberwolves team is ready to make a run, so I'm not going to give up any assets because we're just going to lose in the first round anyway. Like, why trade a couple second round picks that we could have in the draft? Like, I'm Sachin Gupta, and I don't believe that this team is good enough to do anything special this year.
Yeah.
Like it or hate it, I think that was his mindset. It was keep throwing it back to this, but the Twins in 2019, like, we're good, but we're going to be better in the future. So why trade assets now?
Mm-hmm.
It was a, good thing everyone was talking about. Every media member was like talking about this chemistry so they could throw that at us. But no, I just don't think they thought they were good enough to go make a move that gave up young assets, especially someone like Jaden McDaniels.
Yeah, I have been very keen on trading since day one, but but he's been so good lately that he's making me look like a fool, and I'm all for it. So,
I'm reading in chat. Had a complete mental meltdown at the deadline. In my chat, he did.
Yeah, nice, Gerald.
That's funny.
Twins didn't get better though. Yeah, true.
True, very true.
But, well, yeah. All right. Well, let's jump in. We do some little contests sponsored by the big boy in the Discord, and we do tier lists in the Discord. So first, we're going to do the over-under, but we're going to go to the tier list. Boom, there it is. Okay, perfect. Okay, so first things first, we're going to do the over-under for tonight. I don't even know who won. I don't even remember what I chose. I think I chose them all late, but doesn't matter. So tonight, it looks like nobody did good again. So Jaden was an over or under 1.5 threes, and he only had one. DLO over.
Hang on, you predicted some of these? Did you put them somewhere?
Yeah, so in our Discord we have an over under like thread where the big boy he does this. He does over unders for 4 things. And it's just kind of like a fun little contest we do in the Discord. Shout out the Discord.
Yeah, I gotta join the Discord.
Yeah,
remind me.
Yes, definitely.
Right, but keep going.
Jaden,
sorry to interrupt.
Under 1.5 threes. DLO was over under 43% shooting, and he shot 47. He actually had a pretty good night tonight. Wiggins over under 17.5 points. He was under. Thank goodness. Timberwolves won the trade. And then Warriors over under 14.5 threes. They were actually under with 13. I think a lot of that came from just like, Curry was going off in that third quarter. But then once the fourth quarter hit, they just couldn't hit anything, and then they took Curry out, and it was just kind of like, okay, this is just exhibition basketball at this point. So, nothing crazy. But yes, JJ in the chat, yeah, did give me quite a scare. When Wiggins had 8 points right away, I was like, of course, this is the game. I'm going to this game. He's going to go nuts, and it's going to be the saddest thing I've ever witnessed. But no. Instead, D'Lo goes off, and Wiggins, this is a typical Wiggins game. So, but yeah, Steph only made 5 of 16 threes. Man, he took so many, but he didn't look good. But he did have that really good run where he looked tremendous. But other than that little run, honestly, it wasn't that good a game. So, anyways.
Yeah, he's no Cat. He's no D'Lo. He's no Malik Beasley.
Exactly.
Screw that guy.
Exactly. All right, so we're into the tier list. Now, we typically do this a little bit differently. We've done this differently since I've been doing it by myself. I think we'll kind of go back to what we normally do. I'm going to put some pressure on you, I guess. So what we do now, we do a little 3, 2, 1. We say the grade at the same time. If we have any points to make, we can make our points. And then if there's any ties or weirdness, I'm going to go off of what the Discord said for all of their ratings, because everybody in the Discord rated all the players tonight. So,
damn.
All right, we had quite a few players play tonight. And honestly, maybe we'll go over everybody, but we'll do what we do normally. We'll go through quickly in the bench players and then talk a little bit more about the starters. So, starting with the bench, but before we get to the bench, if you're new here, subscribe to the channel, like the stream, follow you guys are probably here from Timberwolves Daily, but follow Timberwolves Daily. I think you said something about you put a new video out today, like a podcast?
Yeah, so I'm just doing a couple times a week. Want to do because I do the 10-minute videos, but I want to do 30 to 40-minute, just longer version. So go check that out. It should be on my channel.
On YouTube?
Especially if you subscribe. Yeah, on YouTube.
Good. All right. Well, perfect. On to the first player.
It was a good transition you had, by the way. Onto the bench, but before the bench.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, first player, Naz Reid. 9 points, 3 rebounds, 4 of 6 shooting. Only 1 foul from Naz tonight. Are you ready to give Naz Reid a grade with the reminder that C is expected? So C is not a bad game. C just means that we got what we expected out of him. A1 is you'll never forget the performance. Wancho is they actively took away from the team, and then everything else in between. So, and then Glenn Taylor is okay, you are bad forever, and we don't want you on the team anymore. So
I'll never get over Wancho not even being in his own box.
Well, he did his own movie, and in the trailer, he doesn't even talk once. So,
man.
Wancho, you are Glenn Taylor tier. Anyways, Naz Reid, are you ready to grade Naz Reid?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
C. Yeah.
I agree. I think there's really not much else to be said. He had a pretty good game. Honestly, a better game than he has had recently. He's not been that good recently for us.
Yeah.
He got a couple of rebounds tonight, but still, rebounding is always going to be his issue. And as you were saying earlier when we were talking about signing players or trading for players at the deadline, that was definitely a place that we needed to focus on. But tonight, fine. I don't think there's anything.
He didn't do anything wrong.
Crazy, bad, or good. So that's what I expected.
He had a cool dunk.
He did have a cool dunk, yes. All right. And then the Discord for Naz tonight. Let's see if there was any crazy different opinions on Naz tonight. Interesting. Everyone in the Discord said B. So I'm gonna keep him in a C. I don't think he was that great.
Yeah, maybe I'm not joining the Discord. What are you guys thinking?
But I think this was better than we expected recently. But overall, this is what I expect from Naz. So, especially on a night where Towns is going off like he is, he's not going to do that much more. So,
yeah.
Anyways, Jalen Noel, we got to see some Seattle products tonight. So, Jalen Noel, 5 points, only 5 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 of 2 shooting though, and he was a team high, team second high, plus 16.
Yeah. Don't disrespect J-Mac.
I can't disrespect J-Mac, who's getting post-game interviews apparently. Are you ready to grade Jalen Noel?
I think so.
I think so too. Okay.
Sure.
3, 2, 1. C.
B.
Okay. We're a little different. Only reason I say C instead of B is just because it's a little bit lower production. However, the production that he had was good quality production. His minutes out there were great.
And compared to recent games.
Yeah.
Which was literally 0 minutes.
Exactly.
Just coming in kind of cold. I thought, you mentioned the plus minus. He was just kind of all over the place. When he needed to shoot, he made both of his shots. I thought, he had a small role and excelled in that very tiny role. So
I think I could be convinced to a B. I think you've convinced me. But let's see what the Discord's said.
D.
The Discord says Wancho. No, I'm just kidding. They said B. So we are all in agreement once I agree with Timberwolves Daily. So, so we are going to put Jalen Noel in B. And I'm okay with that. We need Jalen going through the rest of the season. So, next up, TP, 3-ply, 11 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 steals, 4 of 7 shooting, and 1 head poke. Also, a team second high, plus 16. Are you ready to grade Torian Prince?
I am. Yeah.
All right. 3, 2, 1. B.
A.
Oh man, see, I'm like such a downer tonight. Uh, I
You
guess
just you know your scale better than I do. I think we
maybe
might
it's
be
the
on the same
scale.
page. You just know the scale, maybe.
But we'll see, because I mean, I'm sure that the Discord's higher on him than I am. But
Sure.
this was a good game for him. He did shoot 4 of 7, only 1 of 3 from 3, so that means that he's still not getting closer to getting that bonus that he can get by shooting like 40 or 41% from 3 and getting like $400,000 on his contract or something.
Yeah,
like
I haven't
that.
even tried to figure that thing out, dude.
It's
That's so
weird.
complicated.
Honestly, I didn't either. I just heard somebody else say it, and I was like, I'm just gonna
Yeah.
remember that and say that it's my own fact. But yeah, no. It was a good game from him. I think defensively he was huge at times. And this is what we're gonna need out of Torian Prince going into the playoffs. So,
Yeah.
definitely.
He's been okay. So obviously, last time we talked, I think Torian Prince was like, war criminal, terrible, just the worst ever. We all hated the guy. So now it's at a point where he's doing exactly, if not more, than what we wanted when we traded for him. So it's like, all right, I like what he's brought in tonight, especially the defense, just the energy getting to the rim, the head poke. Like, doesn't get much better than that. This was one of the best Torian Prince games of the year, I think. So I'm rolling with A.
The head poke was hilarious. I saw you tweet it out because I was at the game. I was behind the basket. I just saw like pushing and shoving. But then I saw it and I was literally dying when I thought that was so funny.
Yeah, it's great stuff.
All right. And the Discord agrees with you. You're the fan favorite tonight. So
Look at that.
he is an A tier tonight. Maybe I need to adjust my expectations. I got so down after that 76ers game that now everything's bad to me.
Did you go live after the Sixers game?
I think I did.
I don't remember. I just completely that happened. I went live and just erased it from my mind.
Yeah,
gone.
I went live and me and Ashwin cried on stream. So, it was not a good sight. But anyways,
didn't you say that you got I saw it on Twitter, banned or some shit?
Yes, we did get banned. Well, not banned. I keep saying banned. That's the wrong word. We got temporarily suspended live. So I guess I've done this before and not gotten in trouble, but we were watching the 10-minute highlight video that the NBA puts out on YouTube. And we've watched it before, sometimes full screen, sometimes not. This time I watched it full screen and got rocked midway through and chat was going nuts. But yeah, no, I got temporarily banned, suspended, whatever. But we're back.
Yeah. That's the thing, because my channel, it's able to be I can run ads sometimes. So it's I play 1 second of Dave Benz talking in a game. It's oh, we're taking everything you've ever owned.
Oh
it's
my
holy
gosh,
shit, NBA.
that's so crazy. Yeah, I've wondered if the pictures that I have here would be copyright or something, and I'm like,
oh no, I don't think so. But yeah, it's
about it.
1 second of game action. You're done.
I'm a ways away from being monetized on YouTube, so I think I'm pretty safe for a while.
They're coming for your streams though. That's weird.
Yeah. Speaking of which, like the stream, subscribe to the channel.
Yeah. Come on, everybody.
All right. Next up on the bench, Malik Beasley, 20 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 7 of 11 shooting, and 6 of 9 from 3. Nice. And he was a +8 tonight. Are you ready to grade Malik Beasley?
I am.
3, 2, 1. A.
B.
Oh my gosh, we're different. I thought we were gonna be the same.
Nah, I got a take here.
Yeah, take it. You do your take.
All right. So he was really good. He was close to A, but I'm not gonna give him A for doing his job. His one job here is to shoot threes and make threes. And yes, it was a really good night for him. And maybe it's A based on how awful he's been at times this year. But he's just heating it up. He's doing what he did last year right now. It's just, for me, it was an above average game, certainly.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I don't know what he would have had to do to get A, because he did have 20. I think I just wanted to kind of explain, hey, Bees, good job doing your job. I'm not going to,
well, I'll
go
say
too crazy here.
I've been such a Malik Beasley supporter this year, even
I've been the opposite.
Through the terribleness. I'm literally one of the very few people that has been with Beasley this whole season. And not that I expect this to necessarily go forward 20 points a night, but I was expecting a pretty big year from Beasley, other than the beginning of the year, because obviously he had the weird off-season stuff last year. Sure. I knew that was going to have some effect on his season this year, but no, I expected him to have a pretty good season and be.
We can go to A, yeah.
I do think so, but I've been grading him lower because I think this is closer to what I expect out of him.
Sure.
But he's been so bad this season that it's I feel like rewarding him. So 20 points is pretty good, and 6 of 9 shooting on 3. He got half of Arby's by himself. Which I saw.
JBX in the chat, good point. He outshot Curry from 3. Give him A.
Oh, true.
Get me out of here.
That's pretty nice. And Discord agrees. Discord says he's an A. So Malik, you get an A tonight. Congratulations. But
nice.
Yeah, good night. We could use a lot more of those, especially come playoff time.
Yeah.
All right, on to the interview of the night, Jordan McLaughlin. He played 28 minutes tonight. Oh my goodness. 3 points, five rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals, only 1 of 6 shooting, but he was a team high plus 17.
What a weird stat line.
It is a weird stat line.
Oh my
I
God.
feel like you can't really gauge his grade off of his stat line,
No.
but I think
Had to be there.
I think I can try. Okay.
Yeah. Well, we both watched the game too, you know?
You're ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. Maybe I'm ready. Okay. 3, 2, 1.
A?
Yeah.
A?
I think it's an A. It may not be A
question
plus.
mark, yeah.
I think it's like an A minus, but it's either A minus.
Jared commented C. Come on now.
Jared, oh my goodness.
If McLaughlin played 28 minutes, he was doing something right. So
and he was on, like, he was guarding Curry sometimes. He was, like, I don't know. That is pretty. It was a pretty good night, other than like scoring. This is one of those stat lines that we used to talk about last year during our streams with Jaden McDaniels, where Jaden would play 40 minutes, have 5 points, 2 rebounds, and like 2 steals, and we were like, but he was like the most influential player in the game. So it was really difficult to grade, and this is one of those situations. But I think this was a pretty solid night for him. I mean, he had tough assignment with Curry, but we were switching Jaden onto him quite a bit. But either way, I mean, he's out there getting rebounds. He got 5 rebounds tonight. That's good. Given, I mean, you know, obviously the Warriors already aren't, even at full strength, aren't necessarily a big rebounding team. But still, I think that deserves some props, and 3 steals. Hey, I'll take that any night. So
100%.
The Discord for McLaughlin said, oh, I can't find him. He may not have gotten a grade tonight. Let me see. Oh no, he did. Okay.
Okay.
He got a B. Okay, so I think we're gonna
Executive decision.
We're gonna make the executive decision. I have the mouse, and he's going to be an A1 tonight.
You mean an A?
Or not
A1.
A1. I meant to say A minus.
Going
A-minus,
all the
A-minus.
way. All right, I like it.
We're going all the way up. No, I think, you know, you don't expect much out of Jordan McLaughlin, let alone 28 minutes, regardless of what production he's doing in 28 minutes. So I think it's deserved. But all right, we're through the bench, and we've got 3 A's already. How about that? But we're on to the starters. Last reminder of the night: like the stream, subscribe to the YouTube channel, subscribe to Timberwolves Daily, and follow us on Twitter. I should have put our Twitters in the chat or something, but I think you can find us. It's yours is Cooper Carlson, right?
At Coop Carlson. Yeah, Cooper Carlson's taken by some guy who doesn't ever go on Twitter.
That's right. You told me that last time. And then we're obviously built from day one. Maybe something different. Who knows? But,
we're all on the edge of our seats here, man. Yeah, I'm excited.
Exactly. Maybe next season.
Right.
Starters. Starting with Pat Bev. So Pat Bev had 10 points and 7 assists tonight. Only 3 of 9 shooting. But he had some pretty exciting plays, especially against Curry. He got, I think he blocked Curry on one. Did he get that block? Actually, he didn't get the block. I think it was maybe just like a turnover, or I don't remember what happened. But exciting play in the first half. And I see that he's on Twitter after the game talking about not getting recognition for Defensive Player of the Year or something like that. But yeah, are you ready to grade Patrick Beverley?
Yeah, sure. I think I am.
I think I am too. 3, 2, 1. B?
C.
I was gonna say C. The only reason I went up to B, I'm kind of on the fence between like a B minus and C plus, just because this is pretty close to what we expect from Patrick Beverley. I mean, 7 assists is, I guess, a little nicer than we'd expect, and he's going up against Curry. And he did have some moments against Curry that were kind of fun, but 3 of 9 shooting, you know, it's somewhere kind of in the middle, probably closer to what we'd expect. So I guess that's pretty much all I'd have to say about him tonight. Nothing super amazing, but also nothing super bad. So
yeah, all right, here's this. If it was a loss, C. But since they won, let's bump them up.
Yeah,
let's see what Discord says. But yeah, I'm with you.
If the Discord says C, we'll go to C. we will
They're
listen
the
to the Discord.
tying vote here.
But the Discord said B, so
There you go.
we're all going B today. Yeah. Oh, Curry traveled too. That's right. I forgot about that. All right. Get a little B minus in there. Oh my gosh, I thought it said Dane Moore retweeted me, and I just about freaked out for a second. All right. Next up, let's do Jaden McDaniels. So, Jaden starting in place of the injured Anthony Edwards. We didn't even talk about that in the beginning.
Yeah.
Ant not playing. You did a poll in your YouTube where most everybody said that they'd rather sit him for a while. I didn't get to catch your opinion on that. What would you rather have? Would you rather have Ant sit for a while, or do you want him to come back and just play to win these last like 20 games or whatever?
Yeah, so it was kind of like Anthony Edwards is dealing with this lingering injury tonight. It caught up to him enough to rest him or not play him apparently, and Finch in his comments said something like it could be long term, could be one day. We don't really know. So my question was just kind of, would you rather sit Ant for, minimum 2 to 3 weeks, or would you rather have him play through injury like he has? And like 85% of the vote was like rest him for a few weeks. And I don't know. Like he's been bad. Like he's been really bad. And honestly, Jalen Noel, if he just obviously he didn't have the production tonight, but his role might just be able to he can play just as well, if not much better than Anthony Edwards has over the last few games, which is weird to say, but Anthony Edwards he has the potential to be so good, but he's so hurt. I'm conflicted. Whatever the team does, I will agree with because they know, they're looking at him every day. But man, it's just like bad stretch, and we're just trying to sit him down for a while. It's weird. It's weird.
It is weird. I was not expecting Ant to even show up on the injury report necessarily today, let alone not play. So I was super surprised to see that. But at the same time, if he is actually injured, I do want him to rest. I don't know if I want him resting weeks. I mean, unless he needs to. But like, I do think, I mean, I'm all for him taking a rest and getting ready for the playoffs. But I also do not want that. I don't want us to go on some streak where suddenly we're like not winning games because Ant's not out there and DLO's going through a rough patch or Cat's going through a rough patch or whatever it may be.
Everyone was on tonight. Like there wasn't a moment where I was like, "Oh no, where's Ant tonight?"
Yeah,
but
exactly. It didn't.
Everyone was on.
Yeah, everyone.
Maybe
was
next
on.
game.
No, it did not matter if Ant was there or not tonight, because everybody else was on.
And the next 5, like you look at it, and they are easy. It's Blazers, it's Thunder, but you're now missing Anthony Edwards. Like, I mean, they aren't just walk in and win the game. The Wolves have thought that for the past 35 years that they can just walk in and take a game, and they lose a lot of these games that they think they can just win. So, and Gerald, I'm going go 4-1 here, but
exactly.
2 or 3 would just be Timberwolves.
Yeah, that would be very Timberwolves. Luckily, we've delivered a little bit this season. 3-2, I think, would be our minimum expectation, and 4-1 would be. I hope for that, and 5-0 would just be, I mean, so great. That would lock the play in, especially for us, and hopefully lock in like the 7 or 8 seed for us. But Gerald brings up a good point before we get into Jaden. Problem is you can rest him for 3 weeks, and it just takes 1 game for the inflammation to come back up. That's true, and that's the issue with this injury. Jelson, I don't think Jelson's in the chat tonight, but Jelson was saying this because Jelson's actually had this, I think, in both knees, and he's like, this isn't something that you ever like recover from. This is something you manage, and obviously I don't know.
Does he mean like just for the season or like ever?
Forever, I think. I don't think it's something. I mean, it's something that you're just gonna have to manage, which is what worries me, because if he's already having to take games off like this, that's not great for somebody who's 20. Maybe I think there's treatments that you can do, and maybe there's some more long-term treatments that they can maybe do in the off season rather than like in games and stuff like that. But either way, I think maybe what my position is, we have 2 days off now in a row. So Wednesday, Thursday, no games. Friday we come back. I don't remember if we play away or home, but whatever the home game is, was it away first and then home? Yeah, I think that's what it is. So maybe he stays in Minnesota on Friday and then plays on Saturday. Doesn't play any back-to-backs. Then he can kind of build up some strength, still stay game ready, but also not put so much stress on the knees in the last part of the season. But I don't know.
Yeah, so basically everyone panic.
Yeah, I mean, panic. We're not fully pressing the panic button, but we have a panic button and it's ready. 6 cents. Welcome to the chat, Minnesota. Thank you. I appreciate that. And then we've got
Yeah.
Eli Liliskov. Sorry if I said that wrong. How long is he out for? Well, he was just questionable, and he was a game time decision. So I would assume it's not like he's out for a certain amount of time. It's just a day-to-day thing. But the day-to-day things are almost worse than a set time period because, like Gerald was saying, he could be out for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, but then come back for one game and it could come right back. So little unnerving. But anyways, let's get into Jaden McDaniels. 8 points, four. Wow, that's weird. Only 8 points. 8 points, 4
Right.
rebounds, 3 of 8 shooting. He did have 5 fouls. He had a lot of fouls again tonight, but he was a +5. Are you ready to grade
Yeah.
Jaden?
Definitely.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. C?
C. Yes, I think that's pretty easy.
I think so. I mean, production-wise, not really there. Again, sometimes Jaden's just this player that doesn't have the production but does have the value on the court. Tonight
Yes.
was somewhat of that, but that's also kind of the Jaden that we expect. So I don't think it was.
And 5 fouls did hurt him.
And the 5 fouls definitely hurt him. I mean, he's just got
He's got the worst whistle in the league,
he
man.
definitely has the worst whistle, but at the same time, like he needs to adjust in some ways because I guess he didn't foul out, so good on him. But like, we can't have him fouling out of playoff games for us. We just can't. So
Yeah.
But yeah, I think C makes sense. Let's see what the Discord says. They also said C. So C for Jaden. All right, and now we're on to the big three: DLO, Cat, and Vando.
Jared Vanderbilt.
We'll start with Vando though. So Vando, 24 minutes, only 2 points, 8 rebounds. He was 1 for 1 shooting. No fouls for Vando tonight. But 3 turnovers. Interesting. Are you ready to grade Vando?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so too. 3, 2, 1. C
C.
minus.
Oh, I didn't know we were doing minuses.
You know,
What are you doing?
I'm
Pulling
just
that one out of
throwing
your ass.
things in. I'm just making it up as we go. But I do think it was a C minus. Like,
Yeah,
this is
that's fair.
close to what we expect from him. Nothing. I mean, I don't think he took away from the team, which would indicate like a D or a Wancho. But yeah, I think this is. I mean, obviously, we pretty much. It's almost a guarantee that he's going to get around 8 rebounds a game. And tonight, I was expecting a few more rebounds from him just because we were going up against the depleted Warriors and they don't really have any bigs, so I thought he would have a chance. But it ended up the rebounds kind of went all over. Like there's so many players with like 3 rebounds on the team tonight. It's kind of strange, but yeah, no, I think it was a pretty good game.
Yeah,
but
pretty average game.
Yeah, and the Discord agrees. Discord says C. I don't think I could ever give Vando less than a C unless he did something insanely crazy. I think I actually maybe have given him worse grades, but he's pretty consistent. He's somebody you can rely on for
right.
the rebounding at least. But all right. Now, on to the top 2 players of the night. Let's start with DLO and then end with Towns. So DLO only played 29 minutes as our second most played player tonight. 22 points, 7 assists, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 8 of 17 shooting, 2 of 7 from 3. Did have 4 turnovers and was a +0. But I would say tonight he felt pretty good. I like D'Lo out there tonight.
Yeah.
But anyway,
stats are worse than I would have thought.
Yeah.
Like watching him play.
I'm looking at him now and I'm like, that's not how I remember this game. Maybe I could be also somewhat meshing my memory of yesterday's game too. But no, I felt like he was better than his stats indicate tonight. So, all right, are you ready to 3, 2, 1 it?
I am.
All right, last 2. So 3, 2, 1. A.
B. Whoa.
I'm on the fence. I'm definitely on the fence between A and B, but I think when I'm on the fence,
A for his on-court performance, B for his stat line.
Yeah, that would
probably. And I landed
be,
on B.
That might be accurate. I think there was a couple plays, and also it's difficult being at the game because the crowd kind of influences how you feel about each individual player.
Sure.
But I don't know. I felt like D'Lo shooting has been better lately. I mean, 8 of 17
timely.
It's super timely. This is something that I always talk about with D'Lo. Is D'Lo has this ability to just crush the soul of the defense because he takes kind of bad shots.
Yeah, and they just go in.
But they do go in. Me and Headshot were actually talking about it at the game because he does this. There was like at the end of the first quarter or end of the first half, I can't remember. He did this play where he just kind of flailed his way to the basket, but he had hit it and won. And I was like, okay, I mean, if it goes in,
The
sure.
Curry one where Curry fouled him.
Yes, the Curry one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It was like, oh my gosh, just crazy. But yeah, no, I thought this was a pretty good night from him. I could go either way, I guess, with A or B, but because it did feel like he was better stat wise, but
All right, whatever the Discord thinks.
whatever the Discord says, that's always just JBX makes fun of me for saying.
What's up, Ashwin? Chat.
Oh,
chat.
Ashwin's here.
Guess
Ashwin. Hi from airport. Ooh, okay, nice.
Who would we absolutely love to face?
He's going to
Maybe
Vegas.
talk about this, but Memphis Warriors, Jazz, Suns. Take no prisoners. Who would we absolutely love to face in the postseason?
Memphis.
I mean, shit. Memphis, I guess.
Memphis,
honestly,
well,
in a playoffs are different though, you know.
Yeah, playoffs are different. I mean, I would be maybe okay with the Jazz.
I don't even see how that would happen. The way the seating is set up right now.
No shot. We play the Jazz. Please, not the Jazz. Interesting. I feel like Donovan Mitchell is kind of falling off a little bit. Maybe I'm totally wrong. I guess I haven't really watched.
I mean,
this
when
much.
you pin him against the Warriors and Suns.
Yeah,
the Jazz,
against
like,
them.
right?
Yeah, that's more of my thing. I would like to play.
It's not like I'm begging to play the Jazz here, but like,
yeah, I would like to play the Rockets for the playoffs.
Yeah, so, right. That's what I was gonna say.
But no. Anyways, DLO in the Discord was given an A.
Oh, damn it! Come on, guys.
Yeah,
what are you doing?
You lost this one, and I've got the mouse. We'll give him an A minus, though. We'll give him an A.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't A tier. All right, and on to, I mean, pretty much undisputed, the star of the night.
Yeah, your guy.
I almost said Ashwin for some reason. Karl Anthony Towns.
Karl Ashwin Towns.
Yeah, I think that's what I was about to say. Only played 32 minutes tonight, which is good to have 39 points. 39 points, 9 rebounds, didn't get the 40-10 game. 14 of 22 shooting. Insane. 3 of 6 from 3. 8 of 11 from the line. He got that Joel Embiid treatment tonight.
Yeah, one more and he's at 40.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just going to keep nitpicking.
Yeah, and then only 2 fouls for Cat, and they both happened, I think, in the first quarter.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's pretty good. Pretty good from him. And he also received MVP chance tonight.
Love that.
Are you ready to grade?
I question, were you joining in on those chants?
I certainly was not. But you know what? He deserved it tonight. Because he was the MVP tonight.
Yeah.
But anyways, are you ready to grade Karl Anthony Towns?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think I am too. 3.
Come on. 2, you know what to do.
1.
A1.
Yeah.
Yes. It's my first ever A1 here. Wow.
Yeah, true. I really wanted to give him an A, and I was even at the game, and I was like, people are going to want to give this an A1, but I think it's an A. But only reason I say it's an A is not because I don't think he had a fantastic night. I think it was a fantastic night. Great night. One that we wish we see out of Karl Anthony Towns.
But I just don't like him. That's what you're about to say. No, I'm just kidding.
But I just don't like him. No. But no, it was a great game, but I think it was somewhat, the only little asterisk that I'm going to throw in there is that this is what should have happened. I mean, Draymond's not in. He's playing against Looney. You know, and like he was even following
they had nothing
Looney
for him.
out. Yeah, like there was just like, I mean, he was able to dominate as he should. So, I mean, this was a great night for him, and I won't necessarily say that I won't forget it, but it certainly was a super, super good Karl Anthony Towns game.
I mean, that kind of talk, you know, just speaks to his talent and his overall ability too. It's like, 39 points. He was guarded by these frauds. Like, whatever, forgettable. I mean, he's been really good.
Yeah,
you gotta admit.
No, he has, and I mean, the last game he was really bad, but other than that, he's been really good for the past few weeks, honestly. He's been way more focused, and he had that post game the other day that made me super nervous. After, I think it was the loss to the 76ers. The whole thing I thought was just frightening. But
I don't even
you don't remember
idea.
it? Okay, well, at a point he was talking about how Britt Robson and some other people had said that he's got that stray voltage, and he was kind of acknowledging it. But then he's like, okay, now time to bring the voltage back, and it was like, No, I've loved you
Yeah,
lately
yeah,
because you haven't had that stray voltage.
yeah.
So I think he just maybe misspoke or doesn't understand what stray voltage is.
Yeah, I think that's what
Um,
it is.
but that's okay. I'll let him think that stray voltage means shooting
We're all
14 to
praising you,
22.
Carl. We love your stray
Yeah,
voltage.
this is great. I love this stray
Yeah.
voltage. Yeah, no, I'm okay with this. He did have one egregious kick out tonight, but he also did have a couple behind the back, behind the leg or between the leg passes and stuff like that. But we'll handle it. We won big against the Warriors, so I think it's an A1 asterisk for me. But everybody else in the Discord said A1 too, so I'll stop hating
Unreal.
now. But it was an A1.
Asterisk.
It was an A1. Obviously, an incredible night. Um, and that's the tier list. The first thing I saw when I turned the game on was the Towns kickout. Oh, Gerald. Oh, Gerald. Yes, I know.
He was looking for it. Gerald was looking for it.
Gerald only turned the game on to watch that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Timberwolves now 34-29, 5 games above 500. Comfortably, semi-comfortably in the 7th seed, at least comfortably in the 7-8 seed. And it looks like the Lakers are actually coming back against the Mavs. Insane to me right now. They're leading.
They're due for a comeback.
They really do need to win a game. I feel like what are they? They've got to be like I don't even know. They've lost like they've only lost
probably on
2.
national TV right now too. Just
they are on national TV. It's on TNT. They are 3-7 in their last 10 games. And
I'm done with them, man. Screw them.
Don't look good. I'm not worried about the Lakers. No. I mean, obviously they have that firepower to be able to if they were
LeBron James.
Yeah, they have LeBron, and I mean Davis is out. Westbrook has just not been good. So I mean, still, I mean, just LeBron on the team, I feel comfortable. But if they got AD, LeBron, and Westbrook somehow all performing at top level, then we've got some concerns.
Oh, then you're screwed.
But I think
it's going to take a lot to even play them in the play-in with 20 games left. Like
I think we just need to mentally prepare for the Clippers for the play-in because there's just the other possibilities are so unlikely. I mean, we're 3 games behind Denver, and Denver's only going up from here unless some crazy fluke thing happens. They just start losing insanely because they're 8-2 in their last 10 games.
Or no, they're Dallas against the Lakers tonight.
Yeah, they're 8-2 in their last 10 games, and they've won 6 in a row. I mean, they're going to lose one eventually, but right now, not looking great. We're 6-4 in our last 10. Unfortunately, the Clippers have also been on a little bit of a winning streak, and they've won the last 4 of their games. So
just secure the 7th seed, get that home play-in game. That's my goal for the Wolves.
It would be huge. The 7th seed, I'd feel so much more comfortable about the play-in series because then.
Would you go to that game?
Oh yeah, 100%. I'd have to go if there's play-in. Playoff games, I have to go to at least one. I mean, the tickets are probably going to be expensive. Maybe they'll have Arby's tickets for those games. Not
imagine.
But I will definitely go. I mean, meaningful basketball at Target Center, like actually meaningful basketball, I have to go. But yeah, I think if we can get the 7 seed, it's huge for us because then we have home field or home court. I keep saying home field, home court advantage. I'm only used to talking about playoffs when it comes to the Twins, but home court advantage against the Clippers. Even if we lose against the Clippers, then we have home court advantage. I believe again going into that game against whoever wins the 9 and 10 game.
Yes, correct.
So 2 home games. I think it would be really bad to lose 2 in a row like that, and I don't think the Timberwolves would. But I wouldn't put it past them.
If you lose the first one, you're playing the Suns instead of like the Grizzlies or Warriors. You know?
Yeah, I mean, like so. Then if we look at the playoffs how they are now, which may not be because the Pelicans and the Portland Trailblazers are tied right now for the 10 seed. But it would either be the Trailblazers or the Pelicans versus the Lakers. Honestly, maybe the Trailblazers or the Pelicans may win that game. And then we'd play one of them at home. It would be interesting. But man, it would just be so good. Like we were talking about at the beginning of the show. If we can lock in that 7th seed and play the 2 seed, in a series, we at least given ourselves the best case scenario.
Yes.
And if we can
Give it,
play,
I mean, 6th seed is best case scenario, but that's just not happening. So
yeah, I mean, like
probably not.
it's not out of the realm of possibility because Dallas and Denver
Right.
are both this tied. I mean, I guess they're technically tied for the 5th seed, but they're tied right now. And I guess after tonight's game, if the Lakers actually do end up winning, we will only be 2.5 games back of Dallas. But still, I mean, both of those teams are on winning streaks right now. They're looking good, better than Timberwolves. So I wouldn't really.
If all right, I'll hop back on the 6th seed train in 5 games if the Wolves go 5-0.
Yeah.
Then I'll hop back on.
If we
but
go
for right
5-0,
now, secure the 7th seed.
Yeah, because I don't think Denver and Dallas would both also go 5-0 in that same stretch.
Right.
So we would gain a game or two if we go 5-0.
True.
And it's interesting. But then we go into this stretch of really tough games where we're playing. Let me look at it again. I can't remember. I think it's pretty top tier teams.
Heats for sure.
Yeah, so we play. Yeah, the Heat is the first game after this 5-game nice streak. Spurs, who have been playing well lately, even though they're such a low seed, they have been playing pretty good. Lakers, I guess, Spurs and Lakers kind of similar, not so great, not so bad. But then the Bucks, we play. So it's the Bucks, we play the Mavs, the Suns, the Mavs, and then we finish out with the Celtics and Toronto Raptors. So the last half of this month is definitely tricky, but the next 5 games, it's OKC, Portland, OKC, Magic. So,
yeah, and the Wolves are a pretty good team too. So
they are, and they can win good games. I mean, we beat Memphis, we beat Golden State tonight, even though they were injured.
Yeah,
it's not impossible. And then we only have 5 games in April. So how many games do we actually have left? Gotta be, what are we?
We're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 19.
19 games.
Counted them all quick there.
Gerald, it does feel like 52 wins, doesn't it?
Oh my God.
If we win these next 5, Gerald's gonna
What's the Wolves' record right now?
34-29. So they'd have to
39-29. Hang on, I'm doing some math.
Yeah, what can they afford to lose 2 or something like that?
39 divided by. All right. 39-20. All right. Just a sec, everyone.
That's okay. If it is 2 that we can lose, then we can lose against the Bucks and the Suns and every other game.
Now, even if they go 5-0 here, their record at the time would be a 47 win pace. Like at 39-29, it would be a 47 win pace. What is this 52 win nonsense?
Gerald, I mean, if it happens, man, we gotta do something wild. But that would be insane.
Like, would they have to?
It would have to be insane. Ashwin's saying they'd have to go 18-1. True? I think that is true. Yeah, it is true. So we can only afford to lose 1 game. I guess I would choose to lose against the Suns, maybe.
I'll choose to lose against the Rockets. Let's just have extra chaos here. Make it make no sense.
That would be great. All right. Well, anyways, I think we're just about to hit an hour, so now you've gone on.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, you've gone an insane long time. But good news, everybody. This is only a third of the way through the show. No, no, we're done. But I appreciate having you on. Always fun to have you come on here, especially when I'm by my lonesome and Ashwin's off to college. No, he's off to Vegas because he had to go bet Timberwolves finals and choose.
You want to do it authentically in Vegas.
Yeah, okay, here's what I want. This is what I want you to do, Ashwin. I want you to put money on Jaden McDaniels being finals MVP.
$1, you'll make $1 million.
Seriously, that would be insane. Put $1 on every player to be finals MVP from the Timberwolves. Anyways, that's all we got for the show tonight. Check out Timberwolves Daily on YouTube. Hoop Carlson on Twitter. I'll probably retweet him after. I tweeted. So just look at the tweet that I tweeted. For sure, you'll be back on the show. I'm sure I'll be on your show at some time too.
Absolutely,
maybe not
you will.
Post game, but something.
I mean, no reason for us not to do this more often. It's like we both do it after the game. Like, what the hell?
We do.
When you're by yourself, hit me up.
Exactly, I will for sure.
Actually, for everyone, our stipulation tonight was we do it if they won. If they lost, because we did it once after they lost. We were gonna wait. I said we'll go live together after they win their next game, and luckily it was tonight. So gotta hop on.
I know. I've thought about moving the show to just wins, but that wouldn't be the true experience. We have to be here for the sad nights. So it's overreaction central here from me. So, anyways, I appreciate everyone for joining, liking the stream, subscribing to the channel if you haven't. Do this after every game, just like Cooper. But we're the late show, first one. So,
Gerald, your 52 win agenda will be the death of me.
even 50-point losses. There we go, Ashwin. All right, as tradition, intro as the outro. We will see you Friday night after the OKC game, and after Timberwolves Daily Stream. See you then. Bye bye,
See
everybody.
you, everyone.